Hello students, in this session we will derive the condition for synchronous machine including the effect of saliency. That means for the salient pole machine. Yes, as we have know that we will derive the condition for synchronous machine modeling without saliency effect. Means yes, over here we have derived the condition of stability or for the cylindrical rotor machine, or I can say for the condition of without saliency effect. And for that we have considered SMIB system and derive the steady state stability limit. Same way we have to derive or understand the behavior of synchronous machine including the saliency effect, or I can say including the condition of saliency or the salient pole machine. So for that let us draw the phasor diagram of synchronous machine including the for the salient pole machine. Draw the phasor diagram. First step of the theory that we have to draw the phasor diagram for synchronous machine including saliency effect. Clear? So on x-axis we will have the E, which is generated EMF, or I can say no load generated EMF. Then here no load generated EMF and the generator terminal voltage, then two component of current, or I can say reactance. Will explain what is that. Then after the resultant current, or I can say armature current, which is your IA, starting from the no load generated EMF, then with the lagging, which is your direct axis current, quadrature axis current, and your resultant armature current. Here it is the generator terminal voltage V, and this phasor diagram we have drawn with the condition of armature resistance neglected. That's why here we will not get any vector like this, which is IARA. Clear? So here we have assumed that or apply the condition which is neglecting the armature resistance, which is R. Neglect the armature resistance and drawing the phasor diagram. So we will get here the angle between voltage and armature current, or I can say generator terminal voltage and armature current, which is power factor theta. Here angle delta between two voltages, and yes, this is your J into I x did and J into xq iq. Clear? So this is your phasor diagram for salient pole machine with the condition of neglecting armature resistance. Now here in this phasor diagram, after drawing the phasor diagram, you have to explain all the terms. So the first one is E, which is no load generated EMF of synchronous machine in per unit. Then next is V, which is generated terminal voltage, XD, which is direct axis reactance of the synchronous machine xd, then xq, which is a quadrature axis reactance of synchronous machine, ia armature current, iq quadrature current, and id direct axis current of synchronous machine. Clear? And then after you have to write the power generated by the synchronous machine with the condition of salient pole or saliency. So we know very well the power generated by the synchronous machine for the cylindrical rotor machine, which is P is equal to E dash V by x12 sine delta. Here for the salient pole machine it is different, and I hope you have studied very well in your synchronous machine chapter in machine modeling. Here, so I will write directly the power generated by the machine, which is power generated by the salient pole machine, which is P is equal to EV, yes, under steady state condition. Just write down over like QID, yes. Power generated by the synchronous machine or salient pole machine under steady state operating condition, which is EV by XD sine delta. Then this term will be introduced in the salient pole machine because of the saliency effect, which is V square into XD minus XQ divided by 2XDXQ into sine 2 delta. Okay, this is your first equation. Here we'll get this term just because of the saliency effect. Just recall the machine modeling where you have derived this condition or the power generated by the synchronous machine with the effect of saliency. Just one more question for you, that you have to explain me the difference between salient pole machine and cylindrical rotor machine. Clear? Construction wise and application wise. Okay, you have to explain me the difference between salient pole and cylindrical rotor machine. Okay, so I hope you have clear this equation. From the phasor diagram, I can write from the phasor diagram, can write the equation for this voltage or no load generated voltage E. E is equal to, yes, E is equal to V cos delta. Here E is equal to V cos delta plus ID into XD or XDID. E is equal to just follow this red line. Here the magnitude of E, which is equal to V cos delta plus XD into ID. So I can write here from the phasor diagram, generated no load generated EMF E is equal to V cos delta plus XD into ID. Clear? E is equal to V cos delta plus, that means summation of these two vector of generator terminal voltage plus this vector of voltage drop of direct axis reactance. Clear? So E is equal to V cos delta plus XD ID, or you can write E is equal to V cos delta, just substitute the value of ID, which is XD into ID is equal to IA summation of these two angle, which is XD is equal to IA into sine delta plus theta. Just follow this phasor diagram. ID is equal to IA sine delta plus theta. Clear? So this is your second equation, which shows the no load generated EMF under the steady state or normal operating condition. Yes, just write down over here. We have considered this phasor diagram where or the machine operating at normal condition, or I can say under steady state condition. Steady state condition. Clear? So under normal operating condition, we have derived or written the power and generated EMF equation. Now the next step is we need to calculate, yes, for the calculation of these no load generated EMF E, we need to calculate the angle delta. Clear? So for that, again just follow the phasor diagram. We can write V sine delta, which is equal to V sine delta, which is equal to XQ into IQ. Clear? As we have written over here, V cos delta plus. Same way, just we can write V sine delta, which is equal to this quadrature term, which is XQ into IQ. Clear? If you wish, you can write down for the same way V cos delta, which is equal to XD into ID. Clear? For this direct axis term. Clear? So here we have considered only, we can consider either any condition, but just we derive the or calculate the angle delta using this condition from the phasor diagram. Again I will explain. Here we have considered the V sine delta, which is equal to XQ into IQ. Clear? So just substitute the value of IQ as we have substitute over here for the ID. So IQ, now here we have considered ID is equal to IA sine delta plus theta. Same way, just write down the condition for the IQ, which is IA. Now instead of sine, we will get the cos delta plus theta. Same equation. Now just we need to substitute instead of ID the value of IQ. So the only term we will get change over here, sine, cosine instead of sine. Clear? So just substitute the value of, this is simple mathematics, just you have to follow the process. Cos theta plus delta or cos delta plus theta, which is equal to, just recall the trigonometries, which is cos delta cos theta minus sin delta sin theta. Clear? So from the above equation, that means V sin delta is equal to XD IA and this cos delta cos theta minus sin delta sin theta. Just make the subject of this delta term. Make the subject of this delta term. You will get, I will just write the final equation, just verify it by yourself, that delta is equal to tan inverse XD, sorry, it is not XD over here, it is IQ, yes, XQ. Here XD we have considered over here by mistake. So yes, here XQ, so delta is equal to tan inverse XQ IA cos theta divided by V plus XQ IA sin theta. Clear? This is your equation number 3, which shows the operating angle delta under steady state operation condition of synchronous machine. So this is the first part of theory where we have just derived the draw the phasor diagram and power equation, and from the phasor diagram we have derived the voltage equation, that means generator no load generated EMF and power angle delta, that means from equation 2 and 3. So I can write over here from equation number 2 and 3 we will derive the no load generated EMF and power angle delta under normal operating condition of cylindrical rotor machine. Clear? So next, a second part of theory. Now just consider the effect of transient on this salient pole machine. Consider the effect of transient, or I can say transient condition for the machine, or I can say salient pole machine. So yes, we know very well, if we consider the transient condition, then the voltage or generated voltage E will become EQ dash. Here we have considered EQ dash. You can only consider E dash also. Clear? So E, which will be transfer E, which shows the steady state operating condition, and EQ dash will show the voltage or generated EMF under the transient condition of machine. Then XD will transform to XD dash. XD which shows the steady state direct axis reactance, and the XD dash will shows the transient direct axis reactance, and XQ will remain as XQ. So one more question for the homework: why the value of XQ will remain as it is under the both the condition, that means under the normal operating or steady state condition and under the transient condition. So that you need to find out by yourself. If you are not able to find out, I will explain. Okay, so just understand over here, under the transient condition your generated voltage of salient pole machine will become become the EQ dash, XD will become XD dash, and the XQ will remain as it is. So again just draw this phasor diagram for the transient condition. Yes, phasor diagram for the transient condition. Earlier part we have drawn the phasor diagram for the steady state operating condition. So same way just we need to draw the phasor diagram for the transient condition. So here it is a V, IA, IQ, ID, here angle theta, power factor, okay, angle delta, and now here as per the theory, if we are considering the transient condition for the machine, then E will become EQ dash and XD will become same, XD will become a XD dash, which is over here I can write XD dash into ID, and yes, it is JXD dash into ID. Same way it is JXQ and IQ. Same, the XQ will remain as it is, that you have to find out by yourself. So clear? Here the first part of theory, we draw the phasor diagram for the normal operating condition or steady state operating condition for the salient pole machine, and same way here with the condition of transient and the phasor diagram. Here we have also considered the same effect, including neglecting the armature resistance. Neglecting the armature resistance. Clear? So same way, what will be the change in your power angle equation or power generated by the machine under the transient condition? Yes, just we need to write down the equation with this change. That means under normal operating condition and after the transient condition. So which is the same equation, but now the only change is EQ dash V divided by XD dash sine delta plus V square into XD dash minus XQ divided by 2 XD dash XQ into sine 2 delta. Here equation number 4, which shows the power generated by the salient pole machine under the transient condition. Clear? Same way as we have derived the voltage generated voltage equation, we need to derive the voltage EQ dash under the transient condition. So for that, again from the phasor diagram, as just we need to repeat the same process as we have done previously for the steady state condition. Here, so EQ dash, which is equal to, again, yes, just understand EQ dash, which is equal to this vector V plus this vector XD dash into ID. Clear? So here EQ dash, which is equal to V cos delta plus XD dash into ID dash. Again the same theory. Yes, just look at over here. E is equal to V cos XD plus ID. Now here instead of ID we substitute IA sine delta plus theta. Same way, just substitute over here. So I can write V cos delta plus XD dash. Now instead of ID, which is IA sine delta plus theta. Clear? So now from the equation number 2 over here, yes, from this equation, make the subject of IA sine theta. That means I can write over here IA sine delta plus theta. Just make the subject of this term from the equation number 2, which is IA sine delta plus theta is equal to E minus V cos delta divided by this XD. Clear? Divided by the XD. So just substitute the value of IA sine delta plus theta from this equation number 2 into this equation number 4 or 5. Clear? Again I will repeat. For this equation number 2, calculating of the transient generated voltage, just substitute the value of IA sine delta plus theta from the equation number 2, which is E minus V cos delta by XD. So we will get the final equation of generated EMF EQ under the transient condition, which is XD into E plus XD minus XD dash. Just verify it by yourself. I will directly write down the final equation. Cos delta divided by xd dash. Clear? If you wish, you can write instead of this ia sine delta plus theta, just substitute the e minus v cos delta divided by xd. Just substitute the ia sine delta plus theta is equal to e minus v cos delta by xd. So you will get the final equation of transient generated EMF of synchronous machine, the equation number 6. So from the equation number 6 and the equation number 4, you can calculate the transient power, or you can examine the condition of salient pole machine under the transient condition. Clear? Or behavior of the synchronous machine under the transient condition. Clear? Let me repeat it again. Synchronous machine modeling, including the effect of salient pole or saliency, or I can say the salient pole machine under the steady state and transient condition. Clear? Machine modeling under the steady state and transient condition. So for that, just consider the phasor diagram of salient pole machine under steady state or normal operating condition. So where the E is generated EMF, V is equal to generator terminal voltage, direct axis reactance of synchronous machine, quadrature axis reactance of synchronous machine, ID, IQ and IA. Clear? Direct axis, quadrature axis and armature current of synchronous machine. Then after, the power generated by the salient pole machine. Clear? Then under normal operating condition, equation 1 shows the power generated by the synchronous machine under normal operating condition. Then from the phasor diagram, E is equal to V cos delta plus ID IQ, sorry, XD ID. Clear? Then next is just substitute the value of ID from this phasor diagram, which is IA sine delta plus theta. Next step is we need to calculate the value of delta for the calculation of this generated EMF over here. So for that, from the phasor diagram, we have considered that V sine delta is equal to XQ into IQ. You can consider this one also. V cos delta is equal to XD ID. Now just substitute the ID is IQ is equal to IA cos delta plus theta, and just finally derive the angle delta. So the equation number 1, 2 and 3 will give the generated power, generated EMF and angle delta under the steady state condition of your salient pole machine. Clear? Now just consider the machine will transform from the steady state condition to transient condition. That means due to some abnormalities, the machine will transfer from the steady state to transient condition. And we know very well, if the machine is transformed from the steady state to transient condition, then the generated voltage E will become EQ dash or E dash, XD will become the XD dash, and the XQ will remain as XQ. That you will need to find out by yourself. Why? The quadrature axis reactance will remain as it is under the both the operating condition. That means the steady state condition and the transient condition. Clear? Same, follow the same process. Again, just draw the phasor diagram under the transient condition, neglecting the armature resistance of machine. Clear? So the only change we will get over here, that instead of E we will get the EQ dash and XD dash. Clear? Just same way we have written the power equation, and we will derive the no load generated EMF under the transient condition. So this is your final equation. So in next session we will calculate the example based on the both the theory. That means the first theory, which is include without saliency, synchronous machine modeling without saliency, and the second one is including saliency. So we will derive calculate the example from this based on this theory in our next session. I hope you have clear and understand up to this. Clear? If you have any doubt, any query, you can directly contact me. Okay.